First thing on the agenda is to approve the minutes from last meeting. If everybody's had a chance to look those over, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion by Glenn,
I'll second it.
second by Jeff. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
We have to do
Do we have to do a roll
You have to
call?
do a roll call.
What prepared for that?
Just Tim's not here.
Kissling,
Here.
Bounds,
Aye.
McFerrin,
Aye.
Dubon,
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
Aye?
Got you.
We got
Got
you,
you.
we got you, Tim.
Thank you.
Okay, next is the approval of claims. Once again, I'll entertain a motion whenever everybody's ready.
I'll make a motion to approve the claim.
Motion by Steve,
I'll second.
second by Glenn. Roll call vote.
Kissling,
Aye.
Bounds,
Aye.
McFerrin,
Aye.
Dubon,
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
5 ayes.
5 ayes.
At this time, we'll open up the public hearing for the China Walk building.
Yeah, I guess maybe for the benefit of the news media, I'll explain that the mayor is proposing to sell the building at 317 East 4th Street, which is commonly known as the China Walk building. It was acquired by the city last year, actually earlier this year in January. So in order to sell real estate owned by the city, the mayor must appoint a committee or a board to conduct a public hearing. He has appointed the common council to conduct a public hearing that has been advertised for tonight's meeting. So this is the opportunity for the public to attend and give comment to the proposed sale of the building at 317 East 4th Street. And the purpose is to let you have public comment, but if there is any, if there is none, you may close the hearing.
I'll entertain a motion to close the hearing since we have no one here to do that.
We got 2 people there.
They've already told us that they weren't going to talk about it. So I entertain a motion to close the hearing.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
Motion by Kissling, seconded by Jeff. Roll call, please.
Kissling,
Aye.
Bounds,
Aye.
McFerrin,
Aye.
Dubon,
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
5 ayes.
5 ayes.
And there are several items that the council needs to take. First of all would be to approve a proposed sale of the building without approving a purchase price at this point or a buyer. You just have to approve the notion of going forward with the sale.
I'll make a motion to approve selling the property.
Motion made by Farron,
I'll second.
second by Jose. Roll call vote, please.
Kissling,
Aye.
Bounds,
Aye.
McFerrin,
Aye.
Dubon,
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
5 ayes.
And then under Indiana law, we are required to open this sale up for public bids. You may conduct a bid process over a number of days, anywhere from 1 day, receiving sealed bids on 1 day and awarding it on that day, or you may conduct it over a period not to exceed 60 days. If you do it over a length of days, anytime a bidder makes a bid, that is a matter of public record. Anybody can come in and see the bid. And if there's more than one bidder and bidders increase their bids during that period of time, that increase has to be made known to all bidders, and they all have an opportunity to increase their bids until the cutoff date and time of that bidding process. So there's actually 2 other things you have to determine. You do have to determine what minimum bid you're going to require in order to be eligible to be a purchaser. And then number 2, you have to determine the bidding period. The mayor has indicated, has provided records that show that the purchase price, that building was appraised back in December of last year, within the past year. We had 2 appraisals, and the average of those 2 appraisals were $87,500. The city has made improvements to the building since then, including new windows on the 4th Street side, and the city also incurred some additional legal expenses and engineering and survey expenses and closing expenses on the close of the purchase. The total amount that the city has into the property is $104,036,000. You're required to set a minimum bid, and the idea of setting a minimum bid would be to allow the city to recoup whatever investment it has in this building. The records reflect that we have a minimum of $104,036 in that building.
So I would take a recommendation as far as for approval of what our minimum bid would be. that we would accept as far as that particular property, so I'll entertain a motion from someone.
So, yeah, I'll make a motion to set the minimum bid for the property at $105,000.
I have a second on that.
I'll second it.
Second by McFerrin. Roll call vote, please.
Kissling.
Aye.
Bounds.
Aye.
McFerrin.
Aye.
Dubon.
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
5 ayes.
5 ayes.
Now we need to establish the process, the bidding process. We do have to advertise twice, and the first bid, beginning of the bid period cannot begin until at least 7 days after the second publication. I would propose that we advertise this Friday, which is at the 12th, 13th, 12th? Sorry,
12.
12th, the 12th and the 19th. That would allow first bidders to begin on the 26th. And your next meeting is the 14th of December. So if you want to end it prior to that time or after that time, the bidding period would be from the 26th to a date that you determine not to be more than 60 days.
I would make a recommendation to the council, basically, that we extend it out from the 26th to December the 10th, as far as the final bid process would be on December the 10th.
That would be from a Friday to
From a Friday
Friday
to
2 weeks
Friday.
later.
Yes.
14 days.
14 days.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to set the bid period for 14 days, ending on December 10th.
At what time? You want
We want to say at 5 o'clock or 4:30?
The bids will be received at the clerk treasurer's office, so it may be
4 p.m.
Let's say 4 p.m.
4 p.m. on the 10th of December.
Okay. There's a motion made by
That's my motion,
McFerrin.
anyway.
I have a second.
I'll second it.
Second by Bounds. Roll call, please.
Kissling.
Aye.
Bounds.
Aye.
McFerrin.
Aye.
Dubon.
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
I will prepare the notice and work with the clerk treasurer's office in getting it published by Friday.
Is there something with, like he was mentioning,
I
the day
asked-
after Thanksgiving, we
The
are
26th would
closed?
be the Friday after Thanksgiving, we're closed, does that matter?
So are they going to have to drop, and in the weekends too?
Well, yeah, they can, I guess they could still,
Put it in the Dropbox or something?
or we could maybe, if we could get a day earlier, if we get published by Thursday, we could begin the day before. Well, that's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters, does it?
It doesn't matter. No, we'll
They
receive,
can
we receive bids in the
receive it on Monday,
Dropbox.
the next day,
Okay.
the next
Yeah.
open day, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all we need to do.
Yep.
right? Next item on the agenda actually is to, actually, we were informed that we were supposed to have Juneteenth as a holiday. I guess what the council needs to decide upon as to whether or not we're going to add Juneteenth as an extra holiday, or we're going to include it as one of our floating holidays, or whatever the council wants to do in regards to that.
I'd be interested in knowing more of what, I'm not against the holiday, this particular holiday. I'm just wondering what our standard practice has been to, we're adding an additional paid day for all city employees. And I'd like to have more information about that, about what does that cost and what has been our practice in the past. When's the last time we added one? I know that the state added this in 2021, I believe, what I did a little research on. But I don't know whether we add this holiday or we observe this day and substitute it for a different day that's
Use it as a floating holiday.
as a floating holiday or something like that. And I'd like more information on that personally.
Yeah, I would
Is
too.
there a deadline that we have to supply this calendar to anybody?
There's, a lot of things in the state are ready. We're wanting it the first 2 weeks of November. But
I mean, if we hold off till the next meeting, council meeting, to get that
yeah,
information
because I
available.
think, that doesn't affect payroll. I think the payroll was the main calendar that like in-person wanted and stuff. But I don't see why you can't wait another one
Okay.
for that answer.
I might make a suggestion that maybe the council be provided with what the cost of adding a day would be,
Okay.
because that might affect whether you want to add a day or replace it with
Right,
replace one of the floating days.
yeah.
Okay, I'll work with Tom and Amy about getting those information, and so we'll have it. In fact, I'll probably send it out to you ahead of time so that y'all can think about it and think what you do, so the next council meeting, we can go ahead and vote on it, yes or no, whichever we want to do. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay?
So do we need to do anything, table it or anything, Phil, officially?
I think we'll just
Just table it, I guess.
table it, I guess, right now.
Yeah.
So that would be the same way with the approval of the calendar then at that same time, because obviously if that would change the calendar if we have to add it.
So would that be a 13th?
That would be the 13th.
13th if you added it.
That'd be our 13th holiday. No,
Right.
it looks like we have it 12 now,
In addition to the two floating ones. You have 13 including the two floating ones.
including the two floating ones, right.
Can you explain how a floating holiday works? How does an employee choose to take advantage of a floating holiday? Does everybody take it somebody decides that that's the day they're going to take it, or is it optional to an employee? How does that work?
I think the city calendar decides that annually.
It's floating from the standpoint you decide whether we're going to use that day as a paid holiday.
Typically, we've used that the day after Thanksgiving as one of them, right? I don't remember what the other one, it's on this calendar.
President's Day.
President's Day it can be the other one.
You're not required to observe, by federal law, you're not required to observe President's Day. Nor the day, the Friday after Thanksgiving. But you have historically used those days as.
So some are required, you're saying?
Yes.
Like this Juneteenth holiday?
Yes, it's
And we-
required.
And when you,
Independence Day is required, Memorial Day, Juneteenth, Labor Day, Veterans Day, I'm not sure is required, and New Year's Day,
and by observing, that means it has to be paid.
paid, yes.
But we can make June 20th a floating day and move it to another day?
You have to observe Juneteenth on whatever day the federal government recognizes it. And it's going to be on the 20th this year because the 13th, the 19th, I assume, falls on a Sunday.
Sunday, probably.
Can't assign a different
So you
day.
cannot, different day, but you can substitute that for one of the other two floating days if you wanted to, or just add it to the calendar and include the floating days, which would be the 13th day.
I think it'd be better to just go through it and find out exactly what it would cost for that extra day, and then we can bring that to the council, and then they can make a decision based upon the actual information that we've got, so.
Yeah, because we've observed, a lot of these are mandated that we observe, Independence Day, Labor's Day, Thanksgiving Day, Christmas, that's always been our, what we've always done, but if we're gonna add one, should we add this as, in lieu of another, of our floater, or should we just adding another day? And I don't know and I'd be interested in knowing what I'm spending to do that.
Right, well, that would make sense to know exactly what it would cost, and that way we can go from there. So, okay. The last thing that actually I have on the agenda is the update of the intersection of lights of 14th Street. Basically, we had a meeting with NDOT today, just so, I guess for public record information. They're aware that we're concerned about the 14th Street light. They're aware of the fact that we're concerned about the traffic, about the signals being in sync in some fashion to get traffic moving through the city a little bit better than what it does. So they have assured us that they were going to be checking into it, looking into it. We don't know what that means at this point, but they have agreed the fact that they would have somebody studying it and looking into it, being there to kind of check and see what they can do about it. May not be anything, I don't know, but they're well aware of the fact that the unhappiness that we have, let's put it that way, so for lack of a better way of putting it. So that's all I have. Scott, do you want to come up?
I think the light can be a positive once we get it figured out,
Once it's working correctly, yes.
especially coming out to the east.
Mayor, I'm sorry, Scott, did the NDOT acknowledge or mention the idea of cutting back the
The radius?
turn radiuses?
That's something that was on their radar, I guess, if you want to call it that way. Even if they decided today that they were going to do that, you're probably looking at 3 to 5 years probably before, because everything has to take that long. But they are looking into it, but basically it has to do with the money, what grant money they could have in order to do that, because obviously they're working through the whole state, whatever money they have. But I don't think that's going to be right up there on the top of their list as far as soon. So I think we're going to have to worry about trying to make something work with the lights better. We've actually addressed whether we move turn lanes back further away from the intersection. We brought that up. We brought up different things that we could maybe think of, and everything we brought up to them said, well, they've already looked into it. So, but they're very willing to talk to our constituents when there's a phone call that people don't understand what's going on. To give them a call. They have a call center set up just for, not just for us, but for that particular purpose. We just need to make sure that the citizens know that this is not a City of Huntingburg process. This was an NDOT process. We have no control over it. So I know it's hard to understand that, because everybody wants to call us and say it's the City of Huntingburg's problem. Well, we have nothing to do with it. But we can sure give them a phone call, a phone number to call. So anything else, Jeff?
That's all.
Okay. Scott.
All right. We're just here to ask you guys to add to the list of, I guess, eligible firefighters. Is that correct, Phil?
Yeah,
And-
the council has to approve a list of eligible potential firefighters from which the mayor can make appointments.
So I want to add John Beach and Austin Keck and Rusty Bear to that list.
And basically, I just need your permission so that I can appoint these 3 individuals to the volunteers, right? Yeah. And we are still short, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You need a motion to approve your recommendations?
Right.
I'll make that motion.
Motion made by Steve,
I'll second it.
Go ahead.
second by Jeff. Roll call vote, please.
Kissling?
Aye.
Bounds?
Aye.
McFerrin?
Aye.
Dubon?
Aye.
Ware?
Aye.
5 ayes.
All right.
Thank you,
That's
Scott.
all you
That's it.
need.
All right, thank you.
I'll work on the appointment tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay?
Thanks.
John.
Wants to spend money again.
What?
Thank you, John.
I just got a couple things. First, in your package, you got coaster transformers. Back to last council meeting, I got approval to purchase just a few, not to go over exceed 15,000. But after some phone calls, I found out that's not going to work. Due to the shipping cost, it's all or none. We basically just sell in mass quantities. They won't sell you just a few right now. Called Ermco, they won't even give us a price that we usually ordered them from. Back in March, we went through a third company, IMPA, which got us a lower price, but that's guaranteed low price like that, but you put it on the back of the list, because all their big customers are going to fill the orders first, and we just kept getting pushed back. Originally, they were going to be delivered in September or October. Now, we got them in our residential transformers, won't be delivered till next July. So anyway, and back in March, that's when we had Keystone 3 coming on, or not Keystone, Jago 3 coming on, Chestnut Gardens coming on. Kind of used up a lot of our residential transformers. That's why I was going to kind of pick and choose and order just a few, but found out that they're not going to sell you just a few. Like I say, we called Ermco, they won't even give you a price. Called Annexter, same thing, they won't give you a price. Called Solomon in Kansas, we usually get some rebuilds from. They wouldn't even take any orders right now, unless it's an emergency, and then you're going to pay dearly for what you need. You probably pay double what this quote is for emergency purpose. So I finally got Brownstown to get a quote together. And I originally just wanted a line item, one transformer on there. That wasn't gonna, they won't accept that. So I hate to pay the price on that, but I don't really think prices are gonna come down that much on transformers. And with the shipping cost, they're not gonna ship 5. As I said, the price would just be about double what this quote is if you just send 5. So I would like to get approval to order this quote, $56,310, which there's a 20-week lead time on it. That's the best I could do. And that'll be about when Jagels will be doing their 4th edition, and Chestnut Gardens will be building some more by spring, so I'll probably use these up when I get them in for them, and hopefully in July I'll get
This is
some
electric.
extra.
This was electric.
That way we originally had ordered back in March. Hate to do it, but I don't think I have any choice.
So are you buying 25?
Yeah,
That's what so you're buying all, they won't sell you the 5, basically.
no, I tried,
You gotta buy the 25, and then it's 20-week lead time on that.
yeah.
So worst case scenario, we buy these and they come in about the same time as the ones that we already have on order from IMPA?
They're not coming until July. These should be in probably 1st of March. That'd be about when Jagel's gonna be,
Yeah.
we'll be putting probably these out there.
We're still required to take what we ordered from IMPA when they come in?
Yeah, we got them ordered. But like I say, they'll last a long, long time in our yard, so.
Do-
I don't really see the price coming down much in the next year or two.
Can you remind me how big of an increase this is compared to what we had been paying a year ago, or?
The last time we ordered, just for instance, the 50 kVA, that's 3,000 now. The last time we got them was $1,800. That's how much it increased in probably 6 months. So,
Do we absorb that, or is that part of the cost that a builder,
what's that?
is any of that cost for the transformer passed on to the developer?
We absorb it all.
So if I guess what I'm getting at is if next June or July, the transformers from IMPA come in and there's still a shortage, but we're lucky enough to have an overstock, we won't have any trouble with the shortages of getting rid of some if we needed to.
No, I talked with, say, REC, and so they're about the same situation. But they have some in stock right now, but they're in the same boat, everybody is.
The only way to recover that additional cost would be to increase your connection fees. That's how we recover the cost of transformers and meters from that standpoint. The connection fee.
And the funds are available.
Yeah.
It's just part of the
Close to doing
game. And Glenn's, you've seen our retail,
Yeah.
and you're just lucky to get them. And
These
you can't always stop people from building.
This is a commodity, and we really would like it to have some on hand.
Yeah.
These aren't gonna go bad.
No other utility is gonna be willing to give up some of their extras.
And I agree with what Jeff said. If we get all these transformers in and we see an opportunity that somebody needs one, we can spin it off if we want, but
Yeah.
we may not want to.
We don't know what the
Right.
building future is gonna be.
Right.
Yeah.
One
Like I said,
storm
Yeah.
comes through, may blow up some transformers and you're trouble.
Yep. We have a big storm come through, some
Money's in-
transformers short out, burn up. Might have been a series of hurts.
Money's in the budget.
Right. He's got money to bank.
Okay.
I recommend making a motion to accept John's report as far as purchasing is concerned.
I'll make that motion.
Motion from Glenn,
I'll second it.
second by Steve. Roll call vote, please.
Kissling.
Aye.
Bounds.
Aye.
McFerrin.
Aye.
Dubon.
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
5 ayes.
And the other item is our meter reading handhelds. They go out of, they won't be able to be serviced after the first of the year. We have 2 handhelds that the meter reader uses. So we did have a meeting with Itron, and we have to go with the new software, new units to read the meters with. And before you have the quote. he gave us is $18,440. That price will come down. They have like $5,200 in training. It doesn't take training that long, and you'll take that off the bill. What it is, it's Itron. I know census we have for water, but we don't see us being totally switched over to census probably in the next 4 or 5 years. So we kind of run that through him, and he gave us the best option for that time period. So, I mean, our handhelds break out to the first of the year, we really can't get them fixed. So I said that I think you said, what, two month lead time?
So you're saying we can deduct the 5260, or is it possible we can deduct?
That number may come down, depends on the training, how the training goes.
Okay. So this not to exceed the 18.
Yeah, not to exceed 18,440.
Okay.
And it will come down. The Itron, they put the charge in there for the 10,000 plus meters, which we're just a little under the 10,000 mark. So I'm working with them to get a lower price on that. As you can see, the 10,000 to 25,000 is $5,400. But we have not reached the 10,000 meter mark yet. So that will be less. So it'd be to not exceed 18,440.
So is that's what your recommendation is, John, to get those and not, with approval, to not to exceed 18,000? Is that what you're asking?
18,440, yeah.
Right.
It'd be split mainly between gas and electric, probably a little with water and wastewater, because they still have a lot of Itron meters out there, but the majority are going to be the gas and electric. And we probably won't be changing the gas and electric out till maybe the spring, with water trying to finish theirs up.
I make a motion to give John permission to purchase its Itron system for not to exceed 18,440.
Motion made by Glenn. Have a second?
I'm second.
Second by Jose. Roll call vote, please.
Kissling.
Aye.
Bounds.
Aye.
McFerrin.
Aye.
Dubon.
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
No ayes.
That's all I got.
I have
All
one
right,
question, not that it matters. The transformers that you put up new ones behind the new street, the old transformers usable? Or
Yeah.
can we rebuild them, or are they good shape?
No, they're in good shape. We'll put them back in our storage field.
Okay.
Just kind of swap them out.
Right.
But we're getting down fairly thin on them too. That's what really gets hit in storms.
Making you nervous, ain't it?
And that's on this quote here, is we got the 10 pole mounts. We get, like I say, get a little thin on them, but that usually hits the hardest in storms.
Okay, thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
We do have our Mayor's Youth Council representative with us this evening. He's going to try to be here once a month to report on things that were going on. I will say this, we had our meeting this morning early. I'm not going to get into your speech or nothing like that, but the Youth Council, we talked about the property that Jane was going to donate to us, or is donating to us across from the overpass road. I call it Progress Park, or whichever you want to call it. And there were some great ideas coming out of the Youth Council today about what they can do with that property. So with that, I want to let Max.
Well, Ken just went over the first part of my speech here.
Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, but like he said, we've been given land across alongside the bypass, and so somehow the idea of a butterfly garden was brought into the spotlight, as well as just a local community garden. And thankfully, we have plenty of room to do both of these things, plus some more ideas that were brought up. And this morning, we divided into 8 different groups to kind of spread the responsibility of the work throughout the group. And I personally have volunteered to help maybe set up a koi pond of some sort. I think that'd be kind of cool to see there. Overall, I think it's a great idea to put in some kind of park. Might draw in some No, we won't draw in like a lot of attention into Huntingburg, but I think for the residents, it will be like a nice add-on. And so I think we're going to be really busy coming up, and hopefully he can get us out of school on like a field trip or something like that. Yeah, the mayor, maybe. But yeah, that's all I have for now.
It's a lot of the ideas that they were presenting had to do with, obviously because of the people walking on the sidewalk there and things of this kind, things like a gazebo, benches, things of this kind, maybe flower gardens, vegetable gardens, things of this kind that people could go in and kind of fence in their areas, and maybe even take some of those things over to the farmer's market.
Yes,
And that type of thing. So they were all enthused about it this morning, about trying to put together groups and things that can work on different things like donations, going out and asking for help from the community, things of this kind for money, so that the city doesn't have to put the bill for all that type of thing. But even maybe a walking path or maybe a couple exercise things or something on that property. But one thing they were, I guess, instructed to try to make it as much as ecological friendly as possible, so we don't have a lot of work involved in it as far as the flowers and that type of thing that they're going to put in. Make it a very nice appearance, a nice attractive place for people going on the bike path. So
How big was the lot again?
Fairly half acres or so.
It was, yeah.
Several acres, wasn't it?
Significant, yeah.
It's just
The other
kind
problem
of
was
narrowed and
Long and skinny,
yeah,
but
long and
It's
skinny.
hilly too, yeah.
Very hilly and things, so, we wanted to make sure to emphasize too that we talked about, or they mentioned obviously about making sure there was some handicap accessible things there for people to walk on the sidewalk. Obviously, they could go in and rest and things of this kind, maybe enjoy some of the flower areas or whatever. So I was kind of impressed that they come up with all these ideas and, well, we can do this and we can do this, we can do that type of thing. So that's pretty awesome. A lot of good young people. So.
good deal.
Anything else, Max?
No.
Okay, all right.
Thank you, Max.
I have nothing.
Amy, does Tom have anything?
No, he doesn't.
Are there any other items to be brought up for the council?
Not this time.
Any citizen items?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Glenn. Tim says, Tim seconds or whatever. All in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call, that's right.
Kissling.
Aye.
Bounds.
Aye.
McFerrin.
Aye.
Dubon.
Aye.
Ware.
Aye.
Bye.
Thanks, Tim, appreciate it.